Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Mark here with the Better Mark, and let's get into this huge action-packed Sunday MLB slate where we got a lot of games, closing out the season series for a lot of these teams headed back home on the weekend. Our second weekend series of the Major League Baseball season underway, right? Sun's out. It's a great day to be alive. Great day to follow up the action we had in the Final Four for those of you that were involved within the college basketball ranks. Outstanding games that we saw last night. Okay, but able to cash some tickets. A very profitable day within college basketball. Split the NBA, and that's where we're going to look into the success we had yesterday on the MLB card, right? A huge day across the board within the Major League card. I'm going to recap yesterday's plays. For those of you that tailed, congrats. It was a awesome day. Took it to the books a little bit. So it's always good when we cash tickets here on the channel. All right, but I do want to recap yesterday's plays and get into this Major League Baseball card for today. I apologize for these picks getting out late. Had a little bit too much fun last night. Was playing some pool after the game, so we slept in a little bit. It's okay. Sometimes you got to do that on a Saturday night, and just had a little too much fun, but we're back at it. Never a day off here, right here on the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe down below if you have not yet done so. Smash that like button as well. And as always, let me know your picks down below in the comments box, and let's get into it, guys, okay? So a quick recap of what we had yesterday. We had Baltimore losing in extra innings where we could have had a W in that one. Oakland winning outright with that +1.5. We had Yankees money line cashing, St. Louis money line cashing, the over in the Yamamoto K's. I think he had 9 strikeouts. We had that at 4.5. Some people I know on the channel ended up taking it at 5.5. So a great day within the prop market where I think that was actually at plus money if you could have got at 5.5. But we took the over 4.5, paid a little bit in juice. And the only bet really outside of the Baltimore one that we lost was a little flyer on that Stephen Kwan over 2 hits where we had a half unit play. So nothing really lost. That was just an odds-on play at value where we had a chance to get over plus $2 on that ticket if that would have cashed. So a little bit more of a gamble. That's why we did a half unit in that prop. But Stephen Kwan 0 for 4 in that contest. So great day within Major League Baseball. Let's try to keep it going, and let's get into today's card, okay? But like I said before we do, make sure you all subscribe down below. Smash that like button as well, and let's talk some baseball, all right? So we're going to look into the odds jam. The first game on the card we're going to talk about is going to be the Arizona Diamondbacks and Atlanta Braves. This is a great season series where we've seen 2 of these perennial powers where we look for a rematch here in the postseason play. But we're going to have the likes of Ryan Nelson and Chris Sale going at it. Sale had a decent outing his first game out. This is a 135 first pitch. I don't really have a play on one side or another. Ryan Nelson, 13.5 ERA, horrible first outing. I don't think he went any too far. So the number's a little bit too much at taking the Braves at a $2 price, minus $2. So we're not going to be playing this one if we found any value, though, I would lean towards taking the Diamondbacks plus 1.5, but I don't want to get involved because I do think the Braves could win in convincing fashion. So this will be a no play for me. All right. Toronto Blue Jays, New York Yankees. This will be a nice one here where we have Bowden Francis and Luis Gil. Okay, so I would favor the Yanks here, 7-2 on the season. Looking at the Yanks, minus 148 on the money line. A little bit of value taking the better pitcher at home, but in that ballpark, anything can happen. Sunday, it's a little bit sunny out. Balls will be flying in with that short porch. Anything's really possible, but it's not going to be an official play, but I would lean towards taking the Yanks minus 148. Okay, next one, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, right? Like I said, extra innings game. I would lend towards taking the over 8.5 in this Orioles-Pirates matchup. An outstanding start to the season for the Pirates, 7-2 on the season. Throwing Marco Gonzalez out there, 1.8 ERA, going against Dean Kremer, okay? And that's one where we look for a little bit more pitching in this matchup, but we're going to not get involved in this one. I would lean towards taking the Orioles, though, on the road to close out this weekend series, okay? Next game on the card will be the likes of the Philadelphia Phillies and Washington Nationals. We're going to look into Christopher Sanchez and Mackenzie Gore going at it. All right, so this will be a no play for me as well, and one where you would have to go with Sanchez over the Nats. Mackenzie Gore is one where I don't see him possibly going deep in this game. I think the Phillies bats are going to be alive against this matchup. So I would lend towards taking the Phillies. I know they're favored on the road, but one where I'm not going to get involved with this as well. Just no value I can't see in any side of this, okay? And we do have 5 official plays. So 4 official plays actually, and a lean. I'm sorry, 5 official plays that we have, and we are going to give a couple other ones that I'm going to be possibly playing. So we're going to get there, I promise. But we got a few games to talk about first. So the Mets and Reds. That's another one here on the card. Sean Manaea, Andrew Abbott. Not really looking to get anything involved with this. The Mets 2-6 on the season. One of the most disappointing and horrific starts of I think the season in terms of just teams in major leagues and the letdowns. And I think that's what we're seeing with the Mets. The season attendance that they've had in their stadium has been so bad, and it's just kind of disappointing to see so much hype with the Mets the last few years, and then now this is what we're left with. Not really a Mets fan, but just, I feel for those fans out there that are rocking with the Mets. Just want a little bit better for that fan base, okay? But no official play in this one either, guys. And then we are going to go get into the Athletics-Tigers game. Jack Flaherty going against Joe Boyle. Lean towards taking the Tigers. I mean, this is something where I kind of don't understand the minus 180. I think it should be over $2, but I do like the Tigers, what they've been able to do to start the season. And Joe Boyle, I'd be shocked if he made it 4 innings in this matchup. Athletics 2-7. Joe Boyle having a horrible first start, 23 ERA in that first outing, and that's where we're going to not go with the A's on the road, especially after winning yesterday outright. I look for the Tigers to bounce back. I do not want to lay that big number, but I would lean towards taking the Tigers, and even looking into the run line in that contest, where I think the best number out there you can find, if we look for the Tigers minus 1.5, you can find a plus 118 out there in the market, courtesy of oddsjam, finding that best bet available within Bally Bet. Okay, but let's get back into the actual contest, where we will have our first official play. This will be with the Chicago White Sox and the Milwaukee Brewers. Okay, so we're actually going to double dip in this one a little bit with a lean. Garrett Crochet going against Alec Marsh. The White Sox, this is very important. Okay, let's just hear this one out. In the first 8 games, right, they're 1-7 on the season and scoring only 13 runs in 8 games. So that's basically going to be the handicap that we're going to apply to this game. And for that first official bet, we are going to take the Chicago White Sox, Kansas City under 9 runs. You can find 9.5 out there, but I'm fine taking it at 9. That'll be my first official play, and I do lean towards taking Kansas City minus 122 at home. Regardless of the pitching matchup, it's just something where there's some value in the fact that the White Sox can't score runs. So give me the home team, short number. So that is a strong lean. I might do a little same-game parlay, Kansas City minus 122, coupled with that under 9 runs in that contest. Okay, next, we're going to get into Seattle Mariners and Milwaukee Brewers. This is one where we look into this matchup. Emerson Hancock, great young pitcher, 5 ERA, but he got the win in his first start going against Colin Ray. 1.8 ERA. Milwaukee's been a hot team, 5-2 on the season. No official play in this one. I don't like any side or anything with the total, so I'm going to stay away from this one. Okay, there's a lot of better bets out there in my opinion, but that's where we're going to pass on that game as well. Okay, my next official play will be with taking the Cleveland Guardians in the prop side of the equation. Okay, we're going to be looking into this game and kind of going down and taking the Indians, the Guardians. We're going to call them the Indians in every one of my videos, but that's where we're going to look into this one. Okay, Tristan McKenzie on the bump, going against Baylor O'Bear. One where both of these pitchers had horrible first outings. McKenzie coming back off injury, and O'Bear had a 54 ERA, so did not make it too long in that game, but we are going to take a prop in this one. Josh Naylor over a half hit, minus 159. This is where you can get into some of the oddsjam features, right? This is the premium features that I'm going to share with you guys. This is the positive EV value bet. So right now, Josh Naylor pops up minus 159 out there, where we have a positive EV of 11.04%. That one jumps off the board, so we are going to take that as an official play, and that one will be courtesy of oddsjam, and that's something you can get with subscribing and using those premium features within oddsjam's platform. Okay, So that'll be my second official play, and we're going to get into the next couple games here on the card. Marlins, St. Louis, no play in this one. We're going to like Max Meyer, another young hot pitcher going against Kyle Gibson. So great pitching matchup in this contest. Do not have any lean or favor one side or the total. Under 9.5, though, is kind of juicy. I think that you can find that out there with ESPN Bet. That would be something that would be appealing to me with this great pitching matchup. But not going to get involved in this game. Next play out there is the Los Angeles Dodgers. Traveling last game in Wrigley. All right, this will be a 2:20 first pitch where we look into the Dodgers looking to stay hot. 8-3 on the season. The Cubs not too shabby either. 5-3 to open up. They're throwing Shota Imanga against Gavin Stone. One where I foresee a lot of runs being scored in this game. I think the total is a little bit low at that 8.5 mark. I would lean towards taking the over. Also, I do think that this number is way too small for the Cubs. Minus 102, something where I don't know why there's so much value in taking the Dodgers. Anytime you get a low price on the Dodgers like this, that's going to be profitable, in my opinion, throughout the course of the season, solely based on the fact that they can score a ton of runs. So I would lean towards taking the over and the Dodgers in this contest, but no official play. Okay, next one is going to be an official play. We're going to be taking the Tampa Bay Rays minus 151. Ryan Pepio going against Dakota Hudson. I just look for this game to have some success for the Rays, where we talk about what actually is going down. I like the fact that Pepio had a kind of a iffy first outing, but a lot of expectation for this kid. This is something where it's a very tough place to play in Colorado, but we're looking for the fact that Colorado is just going to lay an egg, and the Rays are going to score a lot of runs late, basically. That's kind of my handicap. I look for the Rays to pull away late, and the clearly the better team in this matchup. I'm going to be taking on a short money line, 4-5 on the season for the Rays. Colorado's absolutely horrific. I do like for the likes of Tampa Bay to bounce back and close out this weekend series on a high note. So that'll be my third official play within Tampa Bay minus 151. Okay. Next, we're going to get into San Diego and the Giants. That's one where we look at the Padres playing the Giants, and Matt Waldron and Logan Webb. Lean towards taking the better pitcher with Logan Webb at home within the Giants, but at a minus 165 price and basically a coin flip game in my estimation, I'm not going to get involved with this matchup as well. Okay, and then we have the Red Sox and Angels. Let's talk about this one before we get into that last game on the card, which will be my final play, and I will have two plays actually in that matchup. But the Red Sox and the Angels, right? Tanner Houck going against Chase Silseth would lend towards the Red Sox in this matchup, 6-3, where we look at Houck, a very good young pitcher. And look at this money line. It is minus 109 out there, is the best number available. I know they're on the road, but I would lean towards taking the Red Sox going against a pitcher in Chase Silseth, who I think the Red Sox could have some success again against in this matchup. So lend towards the Red Sox. And then the final game on the card, Houston Astros going against the Texas Rangers. We got Ronel Blanco and Dane Dunning. So we're going to focus in on that last name in that equation, Dane Dunning. Okay, I know the Rangers have been hot, 6-2 on the season, and Ronel Blanco having a great first outing. I think that was the guy who threw the no-hitter. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's back. So obviously there is a little bit of a letdown opportunity. I'm sure there's some statistics that go alongside that where you have a really good outing after you throw a no-hitter, and then you kind of come out the next outing and lay an egg. So that's kind of what we're seeing. But I do like the fact that the Blanco's pitching for the Astros, and in this matchup, I do foresee Dane Dunning to get absolutely shredded. So we are going to be leaning towards that over 10 runs. A little bit of regression from Blanco. I think that's possibly in the cards. So look for that hot Texas Rangers lineup to get over 10 runs, and we are going to take the Astros on the road at a money line price of plus 102. Not opposed to doing a little same game parlay as well, taking that plus 1.5 at minus 190 and coupling that with the over 10 runs in this matchup as well. Maybe even take it down to over 9 and getting some positive return within that two leg same game parlay. So those will be my official plays. Just to put it up on the board and recap for you guys, we're going to be taking Josh Naylor, not Bo Naylor, over a half hit in the Indians game. Under 9, Kansas City, Chicago White Sox with a lean towards KC on the money line. Tampa Bay minus 151, Houston plus 102 money line, and the over in the Houston-Texas game at minus 114. So those will be my official plays. I gave you guys a lean in pretty much all the games that we have on the Major League Baseball card. Hope you guys are all doing well. Let's cash some tickets, close the weekend out on a high note. I appreciate you guys all rocking with me here on the channel. If you're new, make sure you guys all subscribe down below. Smash that like button and let me know what your picks are for today's games. Appreciate you guys, as always, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck. Cheers.